Hi, this is Friday, and it's the 11th or dozen, almost 2 weeks of coding here on StarkOS. Of course, it was a lot longer than that. I just didn't, this is Friday. I just didn't bother streaming everything. And I found this cool Bass Rebels playlists that I can credit and listen to them on my live stream, which is pretty cool. MSG benefits. Yeah. Alright, so what we were doing last time is I was going through the entities and thinking about the better features, which includes security and privacy and whatnot. And now I'm just gonna do one last run through them because I found that CouchDB only has write permissions per doc or per database read permissions. So this is the final design now. Okay, so how it's implemented, security modes, and role. For pod templates and configs, I think I'm gonna leave it to whoopsie, GitHub, external, no friends for now. So this is almost like I don't have to do this. Okay. So maybe I'll just put in the do there. Okay, now pod deployment and status. I'm just going to use the okay. So this I'm not going to do. Because I'm just going to display this. So read only for monitoring. Create a separate node for friends. Create a separate node for sharing with friends, and then read only for monitoring a whole node, or I can write to nodes using deploy using that friend's public deploy key. So each node has a friend field. That's what that implies. And if it's null, then use the current users field when deploying. Okay, so here can be read-only or rewrite per user. And the service, I guess, is the most important thing. So here I want what I want. I guess I could do a service request. So not public. So I was thinking, can I do a public service? And I was thinking maybe not. Because nodes for sure I don't want public. At least not in the beta. But do I want services? Can I export? It would be useful, for sure. So public would be useful. Um, Friend services. And how do I implement it though? I could watch. So I need to watch for volume requests. From users. If I could implement the service somehow outside of that, I could even implement the volume request. Because I can have like a public volume service or something. I'm trying to break these dependencies. Because service could also imply that it works with the volume. But I don't know how well that would work. So what I know is that in CouchDB is you need to read in order all the entities in order to write. Which implies that for every service I just needed its own okay, so every user has its own service DB, service DB replicated to the admin account. Admin DB. And there's only one. Like, this is the only thing that I have to set up. So that means that I can its own service DB replicated to the admin DB. Right, and then the admin DB watches DB plus node server watches for requests to services. Watches for requests replicated and watches for requests to services. Okay, on only one DB, which is cool. And then puts a response in the appropriate user DB. Service request. So if I had a service like that, then all I would have to do is write a public service. Okay. So there's no read-only. To worry about. So if there's no read-only, no. You're read-only here? So read and write? So that means that volume isn't really the right thing I want to use for that. Because it's a read write. I just want to set that up. Could I? I could use a volume. I could. But then I would have to implement the volume service a different way. And it's not. It's just. It's like I could implement this. And then I could implement volume easier. Okay. Oh, but in order to register a service, I could bootstrap my service and then I could have a service registration service. Service registration service? Where. No. I don't even need to register services, do I? Because if it goes to the server. So, let's see. It it has to be registered. Okay, because I watch all the changes. So if I don't, but I filter them in Node anyway because my watcher. So my watcher and oh, there's an or. Hold on, or CouchDB. Fine. What about CouchDB or um, find selector or $sign or $sign or oh cool. So I could do it in the selector. So yeah, if I can have service registration, then if any changes happen regarding non-registered services get ignored, which is kind of cool. So let's see. What about friends? Can my friend run the same registration service? I guess they're gonna have to. So that's I'll put that a package in Edge or something. I don't know. That's cool. Uh, service my watcher can't filter. So it can filter. So I have to register the service. So it has to be for every friend. I have to make a different database. It's kind of annoying. Do I want friend services or do I just want? So for every friend and every service, I need a different database to replicate. But why? Because I don't want that service that's being offered. So your friend offers a service and then all of a sudden they see all your service requests. That's not good. Or your friends offers a service and all your friends get to see each other's requests. That's not good. Or lack of privacy. That's annoying about CouchDB, I guess. It's not updated yet. That's 'Like I said, I have to patch my own CouchDB. April 3.2.0. Oh wow. Huh. Okay, so I mean, it's fine. I'll have to think of a clever way to do this. Right now. Um, let's see. So I'm listening to changes for my service. Either my service just to see everybody's data. So let's see. All things see each other's requests, or I create a whole whack of databases for every service. Oh, between services or between user? Between services for every friend. Okay, so either one of those, and I lose some privacy. Either the services see each other's requests, or the service, or the friends can, no, friends can see all the services. Every friends and service. I need a different. Uh, is the Oh, okay. So the service sees other services, or the users see other users. Your friends get to take a look at each other's requests, or you get to take a look at. So between friends and or the service can see other service requests. Other service requests. Oh, it compounds. It's like you can see other friends for the same service, or you can see other friends for every service in different ways. So those are the compounded problems that we get with not having a different DB. Uh, which one do I like? I like neither. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to charge. Just make a DB and just charge for the space. Okay. Don't attempt to optimize. That's the answer. That's my Shazam character, I guess. Okay. Okay, so yeah, if I have that, then every friend will have to run their own service registration service. So out of the services that are registered on my service registration, then I get those updates. And I move, and I go to the right node and write that request. That's cool. And then one of those requests is going to be for volumes. Create volumes. And then I guess I better get that done. But nodes would be easy. I could get my stuff done with nodes because with nodes all I really need is the friend's key when I deploy to them. So it's not that big of a thing for bootstrapping. Because bootstrapping is not almost nothing. And then that ran when I share. I guess, let's see. Because when my node gets changed with a friend, like I changed my node access right. So there's a public service. So I changed my node access right. And then there's got to be a service for nodes, I guess, a public service for nodes that adds that node into my friends database. It replicates it. And then that friend can either read or write that node. Okay, so I'll have to proceed like the other way because I want to write services now. I want to have them go through that interface. But no, I don't because that'll be even more databases. Like it'll be the node databases. It'll be the volume databases. No, could I do public services? Yeah, I could do public services so I could have nodes and volumes together in one service. Because if they're public, only one thing reads all your public services. And even if they're friend services, it's per friend, not per service. Your friend can see all your requests, basically. It's not great, but for beta, I think it's a little more manageable. So for every friend, I just create a different service database. If they have any public, they have any shared services. Like service registration. There's public service. Nodes, the same. It's kind of a public service. Okay, so once I'm done coding all this, I mean, Service registration service. Yeah, so I'd have to open this once I want to. No, this is for friends or between friends. To Bootstrap. Uh, friend slash public service. So what that means, or between friends. Bootstrap public service. So how would I secure that? How would I secure like I guess they can only do between. Oh no, because they could want they could want to expose their service publicly in my registry. And then if anybody wants to use it, we would have to go still through the registry. And takes all the users. Takes all their users into that one thing, into that one friend, or it doesn't matter whether it's a friend or a public one. So I guess if you know, could I do an enumeration attack? If I just say I want to I want to I want to connect to such and such service. I want to connect. No, because it would have to be registered as public. But does the public one have to go? You have to go through it if you just have friends. You have friends. send them a notification, I guess. But no, it would have to be public because I'd have to do the setup like centrally, and I would have to say, you're gonna start to replicate such and such database from your friend to your shared service. Okay, so if that guy doesn't have his services open, if it's only for friends, I'd have to check. Okay, so there's central logic here for friends versus public. So public, just check that their services, that their shared services are open, and friends, check that service is open to the requesting friend on registration for registering listeners. So once that's done, then I can ask a volume. Then I can bootstrap a creation registering service. So registering listeners and registering services. Entity. So first of all, bootstrap the service registration. Check that user. User user what's it called? Service config. Um, mutate the permissions, DB's permission. It's like lazy is a bit harder, but if there's private services, then I save on databases. No, right? Because it would have to do it two ways. It is two ways. So there's no mutating of DBs here. There's no mutating. It's just, do I even need to register some services? Oh, this is just for, does it exist? Does my service config exist? Um, otherwise, otherwise it fails. So if I have my own service, I write it down in the service database, and then to the service DB and replicate it back to the user DB. I think that's how I want to do it. And then this. So I figured out how to do the service bootstrap. And the listener registration for the most part. And then I can do volume nodes services. So volumes for friends only. Not public. And same as this. And then this is going to be the only thing that's public, is the services. Because it has the extra security. And that's going to be our beta features. Okay, an hour. I think we're going to wrap it up because this is a lot to take in. I'm gonna have to think about how to implement, how to start. I'm gonna have to take some backups to make sure I don't mess up the code that I have already. That's not interesting. But after I take those backups, I'm gonna start doing this basics bootstrap of services, which I realize now has a bit of a central component for even for registering listeners, which is a bit annoying. Could I do it? Can I register? No, I can't because I want privacy. So I'm going to have to do it centrally. All right. I'm sorry about that, but that's the best I can do for beta. All right. This is Franny signing off. I'll archive the backup project and start on services. See how we do till next Sunday. This will probably get a bit longer in the coding in the next couple of weeks. We'll see.